Hey, I'm Chris Van Vliet. Go behind the scenes and beyond the headlines with the biggest names in pro wrestling and beyond.
Jeff Jarrett, great to see you.
In this business, the story behind the scenes, so much more entertaining than what you see on camera.
Ladies and gentlemen, my name is Paul Heyman.
Mr. Heyman, you are a master at the little things. That's how you turn good into great.
What does it take to achieve greatness? Whatever it takes, I'm willing to do.
That's an Emmy-winning performance.
How about it?
Insight with Chris Van Vliet. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.
It is 12 noon. Welcome back in. It is lunch hour here across the great state of Alabama. We are live at Social Taco on Homewood. Come on up and see us, the Taco Terrace. Still got a couple of seats remaining for you to come enjoy a great Mexican cuisine lunch here at Social Taco. We will be here until 2 o'clock. We've been discussing SEC Football Media Days coming up on Monday from Tampa. Gets underway 8 a.m. Birmingham time. We will be there live on location all week long, giving you the very latest from the SEC Football Media Days. So let's kind of get it kicked off a little bit early. Our good friend Sean Fox joins us now on the Higginbotham Hotline. Sports Talk 97.7 down in Ruston, Louisiana, joins us here on Three Man Front. Sean, hope you're well, my friend.
Gentlemen, I use that term loosely. How are we?
We are doing fantastic. I know everyone is getting excited about next week, so wanted to get you on, kind of talk about how the spring/early part of the summer has gone for this LSU Bengal Tiger team, because a lot of people are starting to talk about this football team. Certain things go right. College football playoff in year one for Lane Kiffin. Is that crazy to say?
No, and it shouldn't. Those should be the expectations, considering how much they paid to get rid of Brian Kelly, how much they paid to bring in Lane Kiffin. Not just those two guys, what they did with their staffs, what they did to retain Blake Baker, who had multiple opportunities to be a head coach, specifically Memphis and his alma mater, Tulane, spurned them both to come back to run LSU's defense. We know what they did in the transfer portal. We know how much they've spent. And I don't think – look, I've been talking about this on my show. I'm really having to change the way I view college athletics as we are, because there used to be certain things we thought of, well, if he got a new coach, he got a little time. Well, is that really the case anymore in this day and age when rosters are being turned over across the country year after year after year, and with high prices come high expectations, and you don't get the luxury of bringing in that freshman recruit or that freshman recruiting class and watching them develop? Expectations are now, especially at this level of the schools that we talk about on a daily basis, it's to come in and win right away. So I don't think the world should be set on fire if LSU goes 9-3 and doesn't make the college football playoff, but I think that's the floor. And I think anything less than that, and it will be viewed as a disappointing season number one.
Yeah, and we know you got to have money to win these days. Unfortunately, that's the case. LSU's top 40 donors, they've been invited to the governor's mansion there in Louisiana to hear a presentation on the athletic department's financial future. What do you make of this? Why are we doing this, and why did they cut it off at 40 donors? If I'm 41, it's like Pat said, I'd be ticked off.
I'm pretty sure that if somebody comes in and say, I make X amount of money, oh, magically we found a seat for you here at the table. Oh, look, LSU, if anybody gets it, it's the folks in Alabama. LSU, as much as I'm a diehard Saints fan and I love the Saints, but LSU really is kind of the lifeblood of this state. It is the only school in the state where every single corner, from northwest to Shreveport to northeast to where I'm in Monroe, to New Orleans, to Baton Rouge, to Lake Charles, to Lafayette, every single portion of the state is affected by LSU. What I mean is business-wise. It is a business. I'm not wild about politicians getting involved with government, but Governor Landry has gotten himself immersed into it's a lot about LSU, but he's gotten involved with the Saints and Gail Benton and the Pelicans. She owns both of those franchises. But really, he's had a hand in the last year on this LSU athletic program. And while I don't like it, I get it, because there are multiple businesses across the state that benefit from it. We're an LSU radio network. We're at my station, Sports Talk 97.7. I have an LSU pregame show. It's sold out. I might be 3.5 hours from Baton Rouge. I benefit from LSU being successful. So I think everybody realizes, like, man, just the mood is better when LSU and the Saints win. Everybody seems to be making more money when LSU wins. So they're trying to find, like, I don't want to say loopholes is not the right word, but we know what you can spend on your roster through the school. Now what can you do to supplement the other portion through NIL? And I've heard some people speculate that this is a private equity thing. I haven't heard anything yet to, verify that that's the case. But I am interested in what is this unique way of trying to raise more money. But I do think the main thing is we realize, yes, you may be able to give a school, $22.5 million or your players, but then it costs a lot more than expected to supplement that roster. How are you going to find that money? And I think LSU is trying to go out and find that, and I think you're going to see other schools across the South, heck, across the country, see what LSU does, and if it's successful, copy what they've done.
Okay, so that was my next question was going to be, does anybody have like a guesstimation of what this meeting potentially could be for? Would it be the private equity? Could it be another sponsorship patch? I know they already have one. What is the current status of just the overall financial health of the LSU athletic department?
Well, right now, they are clearly, if you're able to do what you did with Lane Kiffin, what you've been able to do with Will Wade, the roster they've spent on that basketball roster, I mean, LSU's spending basketball money like they haven't spent before. So the thing about LSU is everybody talks about what LSU and Louisiana is not a rich state. True, but if we're also talking about priorities, LSU athletics is near the top. Is that right? I'm not saying that it is, but one thing lost in is that one of the biggest alumni bases outside of Louisiana is Texas, specifically Dallas and Houston. Well, what kind of money is over there? It's oil and gas money. So there's a lot of LSU people who maybe not live in Louisiana but are tied with oil and gas over in Texas. So LSU's got money. I think the thing is, how long is it currently sustainable, and what can we do to make sure this is sustained, not for 1 to 3 years, but 7, 8, 9, 10 years down the road. I think that's what this meeting is about. How do we sustain this? Because again, I think everybody's kind of has to ask themselves this question. Right now, year one, we can do it. What does this look like 5 years from now? Can we continue to do it? And I really don't know an athletic department in the country that can.
With all of that being said, and you said that everything's better, and I agree. It's certainly, we've experienced that in this state. When everybody's winning, everybody's happy, and they spend more money, that's for sure. But with LSU, the expectations, all that's around Lane Kiffin, now that we're getting closer to the kickoff, what do you feel like the fan expectations are? Is it college football playoff appearance? Is it win a game? Is it natty? Where are we?
Look, you guys know this. There's always going to be a portion of the fan base that if you don't win the national championship, you failed. There's always going to be that portion of the fan base.
Excluding them. Yes.
Right. Is that realistic? Absolutely not. I do feel like with the roster that they have, with the coaching staff that they have, minimum for majority of the fan bases, I think overwhelmingly it's you have got to at least make the college football playoff. And like, again, I said what I said at the very beginning. If you go 9-3 and make it, great. If you go 9-3 and don't make it, I still don't think year one is a disaster, but I think there's going to be a certain portion of the fan base that does, where that is the expectation. You make the playoffs. Especially, again, goes back, should it all be about the money? I don't know, but you spent a lot. And with that, there's those expectations.
I don't want to put you on the spot here, and I'm giving you some great content for your show this afternoon. Okay. Is that the Clarion Ledger has just posted a story in which they interviewed Keith Carter, the athletics director. And as the story's coming out, they are now looking at suing the two former Ole Miss players who are now at LSU because they're claiming that the buyouts have not been paid. We already know that this game's going to be ramped up big time come Oxford, the first SEC game for both teams, the return of Lane Kiffin. But what is the LSU side of things in regards to that game up in Oxford, and how crazy is it going to be, in your opinion, when these two get together to kick things off?
Well, Cincinnati's still trying to sue Brendan Sorsby, so good luck, and that's probably like the least surprising news of the day that's going to happen. Oh, look, we've been doing these hits for a while. I've always told you, if we're looking at the old hate chart right now, it's always who does LSU, if you're going to win one game this year, who's it going to be? It's going to be Alabama. That is the one game you want to try to win. Right now, if I was going on that chart, it's Ole Miss 1, gap, more gap, Texas A&M, Texas, and then maybe you finally get to Alabama if that tells you anything.
Wow. Okay.
As far as way things have changed this year. Oh, no, they have become public enemy number one. And I say Texas A&M next because, well, one, A&M probably recruits LSU kind of at the rate that Alabama did, prime Saban. A&M's definitely made an impact in this state. And the way that they embarrass, although LSU fans should probably send Texas A&M flowers, but that embarrassment in Tiger Stadium last year, and then their students who were there came in and overtook LSU student section because everybody left, was probably the downfall of Brian Kelly, which ended up being the best thing that could happen. However, that was one of the most embarrassing things we've seen in Tiger Stadium. So, yeah, Ole Miss, big number one, but I'm telling you right now, A&M has climbed that hate chart rapidly.
Who do you like better out of those two, Ole Miss or A&M?
I look, if Ole Miss was playing the Taliban, it's a toss-up for me on how I feel.
Well, I'm just saying personnel-wise.
I'm kidding, of course. I'm kidding, of course. No, it's Ole Miss. It's by far. I have a hard time seeing anybody right now in Louisiana that wants to see Ole Miss be successful in anything. Heck, I mean, LSU didn't even make it to the NCAA tournament. Everybody's like, please, anybody but Ole Miss win the College World Series.
Do you think Ole Miss is the better football team, though, than Texas A&M?
I got a lot more question marks. I mean, I'm giving them. I don't have to like to respect the Lacey Chambliss combo. Might be the best in the SEC. That's good. I do think there's a lot more question marks at Ole Miss than A&M. And I'll tell you this about Mike Elko. I always feel, everybody makes a joke about A&M 8-4, Texas 8-4. I do feel he's slowly starting to change the perception. I don't think he's done it yet. Where A&M's going to stumble their toe, not if but when. Maybe that's starting to change a little bit under his watch. I still got a lot more questions about Ole Miss outside of their backfield right now. So I'd probably lean more towards A&M is a better team right now than Ole Miss.
All right, if you could
outside those two players in the backfield,
yeah.
If you could point out one Achilles for this LSU football team for this upcoming season, what would it be?
Overall depth. I think their starting 22 is really good. Especially in the cornerback position in the defensive backfield. Their starting cornerbacks, DJ Pickett and PJ Woodland, are really good. But they had some injuries happen. Aiden Anding was probably going to be their nickel back. He got hurt after making his second interception spring game. He's out for the year. I think they're really light at that position. And then I do think on paper their offensive line is significantly better, led by Jordan Seaton, who some say was the best player in the transfer portal. I do think it's better. I've got to see it come together. I like their odds more this year than last year. And then the receiving core. LSU is wide receiver you. You can dispute it. You lose. They are. They got a lot more question marks. Guys who have been successful at other schools, they haven't done it at LSU yet. So I think just overall this 22 is good. I just don't know how deep they are.
How hot is it where you are, and is your AC working?
Yeah, please tell us it is.
First of all, thank you. Don't jinx it. The AC is working fine right now, but it is only 92 with the heat index of 101, so it's a light, breezy day in North Louisiana.
Yeah, get outside, do some yard work.
Yeah, what are you doing?
No, I mean this is a walk in the park for us. There's actually something called shade and literally a light breeze, which is very rare.
That is very rare. That is Sean Fox. You can listen to him this afternoon, 97.7 FM down in Ruston, Louisiana. Like he said, he's 3.5 hours away from Baton Rouge, but they talk LSU football on a daily basis. Sean, always great to catch up, man. Hope the summer has been well, and before you know it, we'll be kicked off and ready to go. Look forward to catching up with you again very soon. Looking forward to having you guys on with me as well. Appreciate everything y'all do. Thanks, Sean. Take care of yourself. He joined us on the Higginbotham Hotline. Higginbotham is your one-source solution for insurance, financial, and HR services. Interesting takeaways from what Sean Fox just told us. We continue live from Social Taco on a Tuesday, right here on Jocks.
The United States Soccer Federation presents the U.S. Soccer Podcast.
I'm your host, Megan Klingenberg. One thing I promised you is an all-access pass that you wouldn't get on any other show. And we found out that whoever comes on scores a goal. Burhope, Freeman, Trusty. U.S. Soccer Podcast magic is real, people. We still got plenty of coverage all throughout this World Cup. Okay, let's get into it.
The U.S. Soccer Podcast, presented by Henkel. Follow and listen on your favorite platform.